An Alaska cruise is so exciting and a bucket list cruise for many people, but the planning can feel overwhelming. From when to book your cruise to what shore excursions and when to book your shore excursions, and what exactly should you pack for an Alaska cruise. In this video, I'm going to share all of those with you. Hi there, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Tiffany with TP's Travels, and some of you may know that I cruised to Alaska 2 years ago on a 5-week back-to-back Alaskan cruise. And I'm actually gearing up for my 2026 Alaska cruise. I'm really excited, and I want to share some things with you as I'm gearing up and planning for my next Alaska cruise. So I have everything marked below for this video, so feel free to skip ahead to what you're most interested in. When is the best month to book your Alaska cruise? Well, the Alaska cruise season starts in mid-April for some cruise lines, and many other cruise lines will get started in May. And it runs through September, while some cruise lines are still cruising the first week or two of October. But you can pretty much count on May to September is the main Alaska cruise season. April, May, September, and October are considered the shoulder season months. And these months typically offer fewer crowds and potentially lower cruise fares. You may also catch the Northern Lights if you're cruising in September. Yes, it is possible to see the Northern Lights on an Alaskan cruise, especially sailing in September. However, sightings aren't guaranteed, and if you want to see the Northern Lights, you may want to look at the shoulder season, as September is going to be the best time for visibility because of fewer daylight hours. June, July, and August are considered the most popular months, as this is the peak season for Alaska cruising. You'll find warmer weather, extended daylight hours, and even optimal wildlife viewing. If you're after the best Alaska cruise weather, I suggest aiming for mid-July to mid-August, as these are some of the warmer months to cruise. You can find temperatures ranging from upper 60s to even the upper 70s. If you're trying to score a deal or beat the crowds, maybe cruise during the shoulder months of April, May, September, or October. Now, how far in advance should you book your cruise? Well, if you want the best Alaska cruise itinerary, cruise cabin, and even pricing, it is best to book your Alaska cruise 6 to 12 months in advance. That's why I'm already in the planning process for 2026. Balcony cabins and popular sailing dates during the peak season do fill up fast. Plus, booking early can also help you find some flight deals or even finding some cruise line promotions. Now, the most popular time to book any cruise is during wave season, which is January through March. Wave season is when the majority of cruises and even hotels for travel are booked, and when you can also typically find some better deals. Now, I do want to mention, while wave season is a great time to book your cruise and find some great cruise deals, don't forget about Black Friday. Look at some cruise deals during Black Friday. For the past couple of years now, I have found some great deals during Black Friday season, which is pretty much the entire month of November. Now, also, I want to let you know that Black Friday cruise deals are typically a limited time offer. So if you are ready to book in November, and you find some great cruise deals, then that is a great time to look for those. Now, the next question I get a lot is, can I book an Alaska cruise at last minute? Well, if you're familiar with cruising, then you probably know that you can get great deals booking in advance and last minute. So yes, you actually can find some great Alaska cruise deals. However, it's not always recommended to book your Alaska cruise at last minute, which can be considered 2 to 3 months from the sail date, due to the fact that you may not get the cruise cabin or shore excursion you're hoping to book. Now, when should you book your shore excursion? Well, ideally 3 to 6 months out from the sail date is best, because that way you can ensure that you get the shore excursion you're looking for. Not to say that there's not still some great shore excursions at last minute. The type of shore excursions you can expect to book are either through your cruise line or through a third-party vendor. Now, I know this is controversial because many people do like to only book through their cruise line, because if you book through your cruise line, they will not leave you if your shore excursion comes back to the cruise late. I booked my whale watching excursion through Viator the last time we were there. It's almost always going to be cheaper booking through Viator or any other third-party third-party vendor. And no, this is not a sponsored video. I just really enjoy booking my shore excursions through them. So these are some options for you to think about before you sail, to either decide if you want a shore excursion, and if you are booking a shore excursion, how are you doing this, through your cruise line or through a third party? Now, how long can you expect to be in a port when you are on an Alaska cruise? Well, you can expect to be there usually around 6 to 9 hours. That's typical for an Alaska cruise itinerary. And that's plenty of time to go on your shore excursion, even maybe get back to the port, walk around a little bit, and get back to the cruise ship on time. Now, what are the most popular Alaska cruise itineraries? Well, that would be Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. You're almost willing to bet that you will at least hit one of those in Southeast Alaska when you are on your cruise. But some of the other ports can be Seward, Sitka, Haines, and also when you are on your Alaska cruise, you will get a chance to view the fjords as well. When we were on our Alaska cruise, we got to go through Endicott Arm and Tracy Arm Fjord. So let's talk about these 3 popular cruise itineraries here. Now, starting with Juneau, Alaska in Southeast Alaska, the capital of Alaska, Juneau is beautiful and offers a unique blend of culture and wildlife. Juneau is the place of whale watching excursions. This is one of the most popular things to do here. And if you're cruising in the summer months, you're almost guaranteed to see whales on your whale watching excursion. This is where we did our whale watching excursion, was in Juneau. Now, some other excursions that are offered in Juneau are the Mendenhall Glacier, and this is located just 13 miles from downtown Juneau. You can take a guided tour there, helicopter tour, or you can even have a coupled shore excursion where you're going on a whale watching tour and they will drive by the Mendenhall Glacier and share that with you as well. There are plenty of helicopter tours, seaplane tours to not only see the Mendenhall Glacier, but other viewing areas around the Juneau area as well. Of course, you can also dive into dog sledding and kayaking while you're in Juneau. Now, if Juneau is not where you're going to book your shore excursion, there are several other things you can do in the town of Juneau. I love just walking around this town. The food is great. There's so many shops here. But if you're here to eat, one of my favorite places to eat at was Tracy's King Crab Shack. I ate there 3 out of the 5 times I was there and absolutely loved it. Next on our list is Ketchikan, Alaska. Ketchikan is not only known for breathtaking views, as much of Alaska is, but also historical tours and, yes, salmon. So if you love salmon like I do, this is the place to go for some amazing salmon, or even some salmon fishing if you enjoy that. Shore excursions that you can view in Ketchikan are the Eagle Sanctuary, and even salmon fishing. This is a great place to do some kayaking and get up close and personal with the wildlife. If you're staying in port, I highly recommend walking over to Creek Street. This is a cute, quaint little area with shops and eateries. So much fun stuff to do over here, and if you're there in the summertime, you might just see some salmon swimming upstream. Next on our list is Skagway. Skagway is known for its scenic railway, along with the White Pass and Yukon route. And it's known for its compelling history of the Klondike Gold Rush. So if you're wanting to do any beautiful scenery or maybe some gold panning, Skagway is definitely the place for you. When we visited Skagway, we got a chance to do the White Pass Summit and loved it. The views are absolutely breathtaking. We took it all the way up to Fraser, British Columbia. Now on the White Pass Railway, you can choose to do a round trip or a one-way. We did do a one-way. By the time we got up to British Fraser, Columbia, we took a bus back down and kind of got a little bit different scenery as we were headed back down towards Skagway. You can purchase these tickets for your railway online, or you can purchase them in town at the train station. Dog sledding is another very popular one as well. You will definitely see lots of excursions offered for dog sledding. But gold panning, if you are wanting to do any gold panning, you don't necessarily have to book a shore excursion for that. You can actually find some gold panning options right in the town on Broadway Street. And that leads me to, if you are staying in the port, you're going to find lots to do here in Skagway, such as just walking down Broadway Street. Now, if you're looking for a place to eat, my recommendation is the Skagway Brewing Company. I absolutely loved it. But going through the port, you also have options of doing a historical walking tour. There's so much history here in just this town alone. Now, I know I mentioned that the 3 popular areas that you're going to go to is going to be Juneau, Ketchikan, and Skagway. But if you are cruising out of California or Washington, you're most likely going to hit Victoria, British Columbia on your way back in. Due to the Jones Act, you're going to have to go into Canada for at least one port before heading back to your home cruise port. So I just want to do a real quick view of Victoria, British Columbia. Victoria, British Columbia is such a beautiful city in Canada. We got a chance to go there all 5 times, and the itinerary changed up a little bit. Sometimes we were there for 8 to 9 hours during the day, and then sometimes we were there for 3 to 4 hours at night, sometimes leaving around 11 to 11:30 at night. So I do have a few videos on this if you'd like to check out some things to do in Victoria, British Columbia. And it's kind of tricky sometimes to try to figure out what to do at night because a lot of things do close down around 9 o'clock. But there are some excursions, and the type of excursions that you can expect there would be different tours in the town or rides through the town to kind of give you a view of the town and some history behind the town as well. Wondering what to pack for your Alaska cruise? Well, if you're headed out on an Alaska cruise and you've ever been on a Caribbean cruise, it's not really the same. You do have your same essentials that you'll need to bring along with you, such as your packing cubes, your chargers. But right now, I want to talk to you about some different things that you're going to bring on your Alaska cruise than what you would take on a Caribbean cruise. So in Alaska, you want to make sure that you are layering. You can always expect that the weather is going to change throughout the day. So definitely make sure you're bringing layers. Now, something that I like to bring with me on my Alaska cruise, and I'm still bringing it on my next one, is hiking pants. I didn't really do a lot of hiking, but I did do a lot of walking, and they were really nice because even in July, they were comfortable, lightweight, but really nice to wear. So hiking pants are really great, especially if you are going to do some hiking. Hiking pants are really nice to have on your Alaska cruise. But you do want to make sure you do have a good pair of sturdy, waterproof shoes. They don't necessarily have to be hiking shoes. These are the ones that I had. I did pack a pair of hiking shoes and loved them, still have them, haven't worn them since, but guess what? I get a chance to wear them again here soon. And then along with waterproof, you want to make sure you're bringing a rain jacket as well for any month you're cruising in. Now, some people will bring an umbrella. I don't think that's necessary, especially if you can't really judge the weather and you're not quite sure. I wore a Columbia jacket with a hood the whole time, and Ketchikan was where we got most of our rain. We did have some Juneau rainy days sometimes, but I just put my hood on and I was good to go. So a rain jacket with a hood is definitely something you should make sure you have packed. Any month, and I did not think of this, even in July and August, hat, gloves, scarf, anything like that, but definitely gloves. When you're out looking at those glaciers first thing in the morning, it gets cold. So make sure that you're packing a warm hat, warm jacket, gloves, even if you're cruising in the summer. And something that some people don't talk about enough is shorts, flip-flops, and swimsuit. Yes. Now, even if you're cruising in April and May, yeah, still go ahead and bring them, but you're probably not going to go out to the port like I did in July wearing your shorts because it got to 79 degrees one day. So I did go out wearing my shorts to the port, but in April or May, you're probably not going to. But this is good to bring with you because the cruise ships that cruise to Alaska, most of them have indoor swimming pools, or you could go to the spa. So it's nice to be able to have those shorts or just your swimsuit and flip-flops that you could go down and enjoy the pool on your sea day. And another must-have is binoculars. I did not bring a good set of binoculars. I'm definitely making sure I have a good set of binoculars for my next cruise. And you want to make sure that you've got some that's got a good high-powered zoom, because when you're cruising during the summer months and there's lots of wildlife out there, you don't want to hear somebody else say that they saw the mountain goats or the bears and you missed it because you don't have very good binoculars. There's always something to see on an Alaska cruise, and I promise you, having a pair of binoculars is definitely a must. Now, I do have a full list of everything to pack for your Alaska cruise and a free Alaska cruise packing list if you would like that to help you with your upcoming Alaska cruise. I'll leave it in the description below. I hope this helped you plan for your upcoming Alaska cruise. If you have any questions or any experiences that you would like to share, leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.